There's something most men never realize about women. It's not a certain position. It's not a certain move, and it's not even about stamina. The thing women find most addictive in bed has very little to do with physical technique and everything to do with how you make her feel. And if you get this right, she won't just remember the night, she'll remember you. See, for men, intimacy is often more about physical satisfaction. It's about touch, sensation release. But for women, especially women who are truly drawn to you, it's a deeply emotional and mental experience. Sure, her body responds to touch, but her mind, her heart, those are what make the moment unforgettable. And the truth is, the most addictive thing a woman craves is feeling safe enough to completely let go. Think about it. Most women go through life guarded. They're constantly aware of their surroundings, cautious of who they can trust, even with partners they've known for years. That means when she's with you in the bedroom, she's not just looking for physical pleasure, she's looking for the rare feeling of total safety, acceptance, and freedom. And if you can give her that, she'll come back to you in her thoughts over and over. Safety doesn't mean just locking the doors or dimming the lights. I'm talking about the kind of safety where she knows she can be completely herself. No judgment, no pressure, no rush. She can move the way she wants, make the sounds she feels, and explore her own pleasure without worrying what you're thinking. That is intoxicating to a woman because it's rare. Older men actually have a natural advantage here. You've lived long enough to understand patience. You've learned that the best moments in life aren't rushed. That kind of calm presence is magnetic to women. When she feels you're not in a hurry, when she senses you're there to explore, not just to finish, her body starts to run. Respond in a way younger men often never experience, and here's where it gets powerful. When you give her that feeling of emotional safety, her mind relaxes. And when her mind relaxes, her body opens up in ways that surprise even her. She can feel every touch more deeply. Her breathing changes. Time slows down. And in that moment, she's not thinking about the dishes in the sink or the email she forgot to send. She's lost in you. One of the simplest ways to create this feeling is to focus on connection before you even touch her. Women crave a sense of being truly seen. When you hold her gaze, when you listen to her without interrupting, when you touch her face or brush her hair behind her ears slowly, those little things tell her you're fully there. Not distracted, not in your head with her. Another part of this is pacing. Women don't want to feel like they're on your schedule. They want to feel like you're in the moment with them. That means slowing down, way down. The slower you move, the more anticipation builds. The more anticipation builds, the more her mind starts to crave what comes next. This is where addictive connection happens, not in racing to the end, but in making the journey so rich that she doesn't want it to end. And let me tell you something a lot of men don't understand. Silence can be incredibly powerful. You don't need to fill the air with constant talking. Sometimes just the sound of your breathing, the warmth of your presence, and the way your hands move over her skin says more than words ever could. A woman will remember how you made her feel far longer than she remembers anything you said. There's also the matter of attention. Women can feel when you're focused only on your own pleasure, and it's a turn-off. But when she senses that your pleasure comes from her pleasure, it changes everything. She begins to trust you with more of herself. She starts to open up physically and emotionally in ways you might never have seen before. And once she's experienced that with you, she can't help but compare it to every other man she's been with. Now, here's the thing. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. You don't need to memorize some magic sequence of moves. You just need to pay attention to her reactions. Slow down when she's lost in the moment and let her guide you with her body language. Women are always giving subtle signals. You just have to notice them. When she exhales deeply, that's a sign she's relaxing. When her hand grips you a little tighter, that's a sign something you did just sent a wave through her. When her hips tilt slightly, she's inviting you in deeper, physically or emotionally. Responding to those cues in real time is the difference between a good lover and an unforgettable one. The most addictive thing for a woman is not a single act. It's the way you make her feel like the only woman in the world when she's with you. It's making her feel safe, desired, and free all at the same time. That combination is powerful. It's not something she finds every day. And it's why a woman who experiences it will think about you long after you've both left the bedroom. And this isn't just about romance or intimacy. It's about being the kind of man who understands that pleasure is as much about the mind as it is about the body. Women crave a lover who sees past the surface, who touches not just their skin, but their heart and mind. When you become that man, you don't just share moments, you create memories that linger. So, next time you're with a woman, remember, it's not about trying to impress her with big gestures or complicated tricks. It's about slowing down, being present, and giving her the space to fully surrender to the moment. That is what she will crave again and again. And here's the beautiful part. When you give her that kind of experience, you'll find that your enjoyment rose too, because intimacy stops being a performance and starts being a shared journey. And in that space, both of you can lose track of time, lose track of the outside world, and just be two people fully alive in the moment. That, my friend, is the most addictive thing a woman craves in bed. Not just pleasure, but presence. Not just touch, but trust. And if you give her that, she'll never forget you. If you found this conversation eye-opening and want to keep learning the deeper truths about women, relationships, and attraction, especially from a perspective that values maturity and experience, make sure you subscribe. This channel is about helping men like you not just understand women, but truly connect with them in ways that are rare and unforgettable. Hit that subscribe button, join the community, and keep becoming the kind of man she can't stop thinking.